Hello, welcome to Box to Board, and we are going to look today at how to generate a character in the Legend of the Five Rings, and hopefully this will be of interest to you, and yeah, cool. So, first thing whenever we look at generating a character is there's this concept of the game of 20 questions. You can find sheets in Facebook, the Facebook group for Legends of the Five Rings RPG, but also you can find the most obvious place to look is the FFG website itself. It's got a whole host of resources which are really rather good, and you can download them and print them off, and I would heartily recommend that. But what we're going to do is just kind of get an overview of how this works on a very basic level. So the first thing is there are limits on skills and rings. All characters begin with 1 rank in each ring and 0 in each skill, and then you cannot raise a ring above or skill above rank 3 during character creation. So yeah, that's one of the aspects of it. Also, these 20 questions, I would say one of the most important questions is which clan are you going to play. Now, depending on your GM, you may be more limited in that choice, because to some extent because of the very structured nature of the society, there is a challenge of having characters from different clans playing in the same party. That can be a real challenge in this game, because if you've got different clans, you've got different lords in all likelihood, and it can be quite tricky to play. On the other hand, it can be quite interesting to play, and it's certainly what most players have got a fairly good idea of what they would like to develop as a character based around clan, and clan has a massive impact in this game. So pick out your clan, and whenever you look at your clan, the first thing is that you will get some information about each clan. So I'm not going to go through these in any depth and detail today, other than to look at the structure, because we will be spending some videos looking at the individual clans and what they're like. But for instance, if you take the Korean clan, the information in the book that you're given is a bit about what your character knows, and this is things like what's their awareness of politics, what's their awareness of what's going on in the world around them. What does Bushido mean to your individual clan? What are your priorities? And it's quite important how it can this can fit your honour and your glory, which is quite an important feature of the game. There's a bit about the culture of your clan over at the side, in the little sidebar, which is quite interesting. So for Korean clan, political and cultural capital is indistinguishable. As a result, refinement, grace and sensitivity are not only the defining features of the Korean clan, but chief among its weapons. Those who fail in achieving excellence fall into obscurity and the silent shame of countless unspoken criticisms. So you've kind of got a bit of a feel for them, a bit of a flavour. Then we've got a little bit of the history and what they're like, and the crucial bit in a lot of ways is this bit. So the ring increases and skill increases in their status. So these are the numbers that you crunch in. So ring increase of +1 in air, skill increase of +1 in culture, and a status increase of 35. For the major clans, they're all represented. We have Crab, Crane, I think it's Dragon, yep, Lion, Phoenix, Scorpion, and Unicorn. Then within each clan, you have to then pick your family. So going back to our Korean clan, we will pick then a family that we want out of it. There are normally four available, and there's a bit about what that family's like, and that will help to define things like our and we'll get a further increase in a ring. We also get a skill increase, or at least one, I think it's 2 actually in most of them. You get some glory and you get some starting wealth, so that can be quite useful to know as well, so depending on which family you go to. So you pick out the family that you're going to pick, and then you go for each into your character school. So you pick a card. So you've got you pick a player chooses a single school within their clan for their character. So for instance, going back, and these are quite varied. So I made some notes, and broadly speaking, these are the types. So for Crab, which is largely a defensive clan, You've got options like a defender, a scout, an engineer, a purifier / inquisitor type figure, and a merchant, and usually they've got 5. For Crane, which is political and cultural, we've got an artificer, which I can never say right. We've also got a, let's see if we can find it, a Iron Warrior. Yes, we've got the artificer here. We've got Iron Warrior, our diplomat, and our duelist. For Dragon, which are kind of in my mind, they're the monk kind of clan. We've got mystics, we've got investigators, an adept, who's a 2-sword fighter, and a monk kind of character. And then for Lion Clan, which is very much a warrior-based clan, we have commander, we have bard, we have medium, and we have berserker. For each clan, you'll notice there is a kind of magic user style character. There's a scout sort of character. There's some kind of maker or builder or arts kind of character, and then also we have got a magic user. So for Phoenix, we've got our lore master, our elementalist, our guardian, and our shrine keeper. Go get those in a word right? No, I haven't actually. Then for Scorpion, which is kind of like a ninja clan, we have got manipulator, infiltrator, and illusionist. And also a ward master, and then finally for the Unicorn clan we have a trader, magic they call it I'll say this wrong, Mishodo. Basically a kind of a magic user, a conqueror, and a outrider. So those are choices you get. Now, just taking the outrider as an example, what we get on that page is we get quite a few choices. We get, first of all, what the role is. Then we've got the rings that are involved. We have got some skills that we can choose from. We've got honor. We've got techniques that are available. So we know that we can work within these techniques, and we've got some starting techniques that we can choose from. Plus we get a school ability, and we get our outfit. You're starting rank 0, and then you build up to rank 1. So this is your progression. This is how you advance. And these choices are quite important. So it's important you look at it and you go, right, okay, what would I like this character to develop into, as well as what they currently are. No, I missed out a whole host of these. I missed out Battle Maiden and Ronin, which are, yes, they're part of Unicorn as well. So Unicorn get a few, which is quite nice. So then, we also get how do they stand out in their school, and basically these give you another buff to your rings. Who is your lord and what is their duty to them? So we're starting to get into more role-playing based stuff rather than just number crunchy stuff. You pick out your Giri, which is a feature that will appear later, and it's something that it's predominantly role-playing, but it's actually quite significant role-playing because it does affect what you do as well. You also get your Ninjo. So in the next step, so what's your character long for? Your desires. So your Giri is almost your, I guess right, Giri is your drive, one of your drivers, and it's quite an important one, so it'll feature quite a lot in the game. The Ninjo is your passion, it's the desire, the thing that you really want to do. Then you've got your character's relationship with your clan, and that has an impact on some of your numbers. And then what's your character think of Bushido, and that's affecting some numbers. Then you get accomplishments. What's your biggest accomplishment so far? And these become things like advantages. What holds you most in life? So these are your adversities or disadvantages. Then what makes you feel most at peace? And these are your specific passions. Then you've got your specific anxieties that you pick out. And these features, these are quite important because they will buff or nerf your character a little bit. Then who has your character learned the most from? And these come into your relationships. Then you get what do people first notice about you, and that's really to do with your personality. How does your character react to stressful situations? This could be quite important because strife, if you end up being unmasked, if your strife goes above your composure, you become unmasked. And the way I would play it, you have to basically role play a little bit there. And you want to have something that might be an entertaining laugh, it might be that you become incredibly silent, but whatever way you do it, you're going to have to role play it, so you need to pick that quite carefully. Where your character, so how do you relate to other clans can be important in the game. How would your character's parents describe you? Who is your character named to honour? And that is, so you can look at your samurai heritage as sort of part of this, and I think it gives you some buffs as well. Yep, so it's quite a useful one to be aware of. What's your character's personal name? And how should your character die? It's quite a strange one, but it's quite an important one in this game, is to think about, okay, so what are the, it's all about honour. So, and it's a lovely system of character generation. It's a little bit complex, a little bit rich, but by the end of it, it does what you want character generation to do. You've got a fully rounded character that you can build on and that you can work with. And I think that's where it really comes into it. So when you can actually have a character, you think, yeah, that's my character. That's the way I want them to play. I know where they're coming from. I know what their strengths are. I know what their weaknesses are. I know what their stats are. It's a very good system. It will take a little bit of time. So the GMs, if you're getting people to do this, give them some time to do, because it's not a quick fix kind of system. You have to actually look at it and think it through. But I would encourage people to, it's a lovely system. And personally, I've really enjoyed poring over these clans and the different roles. And what we're going to do for the next couple of videos, actually, to do with this, is we're going to start and look at the clans and look at how the history of the clan each clan a little bit, and work from there, and then look at some of the rules within the clan in the videos. So that's the plan, and hopefully you'll get a real flavour for this. Cool, thanks for watching. If you don't want to miss out on any of these videos, please subscribe, and please like, share and comment as well, and have a great evening.